tell you, I'll try to get back with you, and we just put our heads together and, you know, see what comes.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
See if we can kind of find out where he might have, you know, went or been.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. You try to find out what you can. If I don't meet you here, I'll meet you someplace else.
All right. All right.
Well, I'll see you next time.
Okay, sir.
Hey.
Well, Jerry, I see you made it out today.
Yeah, I just thought I'd come out and see how your detective work's coming along.
Well, I've been talking to a man about trains.
Oh, well, you know, that could flush the guilty party out. You never know. Could bring up something on Jack.
You know, I didn't think of that. Well, you want to go out and look over the park?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
I know that Jake Lanning is still alive. I was set up by one of his karate students. I got a call from this person telling me that he had information on this case, and when I showed up, well, he tried to knock me off, but it did not work.
He might gradually just, you and him run in together somewhere. And when you do, maybe you and him can kind of talk about where he's been, and maybe you and him, he can show you where he's went to, so we'll know next time when he takes off.
Foul play? I don't think there is any foul play. But it's possible if there is foul play. I think it's the work of a railroad killer, a copycat railroad killer, like the one in Texas. I still don't believe there really is any foul play. Nope. Don't believe it.
I feel that Jake Lanning is the killer, and there's no foul play in the sheriff's office.
You know, Sloan, here you go with your gut feeling again. There's innocent people been sent to prison on hearsay evidence.
True, there is a difference. And there's some that'll do anything to break a big case.
Yeah, and they don't care who they hurt to get there.
Well, Sloan, tell me why you're different.
I try to rule the suspect out. I don't want him to be guilty. I try to prove his innocence in my mind. Yet when things don't add up, when my conscience tells me different, I just stay with him. In most cases, he'll give himself away.
Well, you can slice it any way you want to, Sloan, but I think you're talking out of your ears.
Well, I think the law enforcement is going to get better around, especially this cold case thing that we're digging up. That should help the law enforcement really good. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to dig up these cold case files and bring them to justice. I know a lot of them go on 10, 15, 20 years, and you finally wind up digging them up.
Well, Sheriff Winslow, I know you've been enforcing the law for years. Not only as officer, but you've been elected as sheriff in this county 5 straight elections. And I've been to investigator school, and I've learned a lot. Yet, it's not like hearing the sources from someone that's been in the field for years now. What can you tell me about these cold case files? What can you tell me about law enforcement? Good or bad? Sheriff Winslow, I got the autopsy report on Lamar Craven. And according to the report, he put up quite a struggle. He was an extremely physical and violent person, yet he ran into somebody tougher. Now, between myself, Officer Dan Bowe, and Jim Benson, we've been working the streets, and we found out quite a bit. Did you know that this Jake Lanning, he goes by a number of names. His first name being Jackson. Jackson, Jake, and Jack. His second name being William. William, Bill, and Will. And that's quite a camouflage within itself. I mean, he don't change his social security, but what I'm saying, that's why it's been hard to track. I didn't know whether you knew that or not. Well, you know, a lot of people that have been sent to prison know beyond a shadow of doubt that they were guilty. I feel there's a lot of innocent people been sent to prison. Now, how do you feel about that?
Oh, there's a lot of people been sent to prison that wasn't guilty. I think a lot of corruption in law enforcement through the years, that they had the pressure from the departments ahead of them and higher up than them, and they had pressure on them to find somebody guilty. And I think that's the reason a lot of the people that were sent to prison that wasn't guilty, that's the reason they got there, is because of pressure on the department to pin it on somebody. So now that the DNA is coming into play, that pressure's not there anymore. They don't feel like they gotta get somebody that quick, because if they put somebody in there that's not guilty and they find it out later, they got all this money to pay out for these people that spent time in jail and wasn't guilty. They have to pay them off, and that goes into a lot of enforcement's budgets. So it's a big difference now.
Well, what I want to ask you about, and I've got a certain amount of information on penicillin chloride, where a person be given that, it can shut down the heart. They've actually gave heart patients that, and I've been told it's people have been killed in that way, where it does not show up on autopsy. What can you tell me about that?
That was a bad thing. A lot of people was given that, and a lot of people was innocent that was given that. And a lot of people was innocent that was given that. So the DNA has really helped out all this bad stuff that went on.
Well, what I want to ask you is that I was told somebody could give somebody just a small amount of arsenic over a period of time. A real small amount. When they died, it wouldn't show up in autopsy. Is it anything to that or not?
It wouldn't. It didn't show. It won't show up. If it's given small doses for a long period of time, it won't show up. A lot of law enforcement has assumed bodies and dug them up, and they still couldn't find anything. So yeah, there's truth to it.
In other words, I know there's one situation where the death of the person just didn't seem right. They ruled it a massive heart attack in the hospital, yet the person had body sent off for an autopsy. Why would they have it sent off if the doctor already ruled cause of death?
You asked me something I can't even. You're gonna have to cut all this out. You asked me something I don't know.
Sheriff Winslow, that's what I want to hear. If you don't know, you're just honest. You say you don't know. Therefore, I know that the answers you gave me are truthful. And through your experience, accurate, because you told me what you knew. Anything in doubt, you said, I don't know.